Now, no matter how well you organize your files, sometimes you won't quite remember where a file or folder is, and you want to search for it. There are two main ways to search for something. One is you can use Spotlight. You can activate Spotlight by clicking here or using Command Space. And then you could type what it is you want to search for. So for instance, if I know the name of the file, I could search, and one of my search results sections here will be files. And here I could see that there are two locations for this file. I can move the arrows up and down, return to open it up, or Command R, and it'll actually go to the location of that file. But Spotlight probably isn't the best way to search for files. It shows you lots of other information, things like weather, movie times, it does calculations, does all sorts of things. We'll look at that later on in this course. If you know you want to find a file, then maybe the best way to search for it is to open up a Finder window and just search in the Finder. That's just searching for files. So in the Finder, I'm going to open up a new Finder window. It takes me to my default location. But I'm going to start a search right here by clicking here or just using Command F. And now you can see how I can type here into the search box. If I were to type something like a word, I'm going to get lots of results. And the results are going to depend on a few things. First of all, what exactly am I searching? Am I searching for contents or am I searching for file names? If I know this is part of the file name, notice here one of the options is Name Contains. I could also select Content Contains. Right now it's doing both. Let me click Name Contains and you can see I get name right here. I can click there and switch to everything. And now I'm only getting files with the word test in the name. A shortcut to that is simply type name : then no space, just immediately type the word. Now once you've done this, also look for where the search is taking place. In this case it's searching this Mac, the entire Mac. I could switch to Documents. Now why Documents? Because remember when I started, way back here, I was in the Documents folder. So when I did Command F, you could see I'm searching either this Mac or Documents. And then I can do the search and I'll get the results there. Now if you're just doing a name search or a search for contents, this may be all you need. You can look through here. Notice you can use the different Finder views like this. You can even select and get a preview here in column view. You can use space to bring up quick look. And you can double click to open a file, or you can Command R like in Spotlight before it to open the folder and go right to that file. Now you can also make this search more specific by going here. See this line here? It says kind as any. You can select here a list of things like date last opened, date created, the contents, the name, the kind, and you can then go through and say I only want to see folders that have the word test in them, or I only want to see documents or maybe PDFs that have the word test in them. And you can customize this as much as you want. There, I only want to see images that are JPEGs that have the word test in the name. You can add more than just these items here. You can go to Other and there's a whole list of different ways to search. Most of these have to do with metadata for things like photos and videos. But there's some interesting things in here. For the most part, things like kind and date and all are what you want. If you wanted to look at, say, created date, you could do things like within the last, or is exactly a certain day, or this week, this month, like that, this year. You could do before and after. You can also add more criteria here. If you want to do created date and kind is document, then you could do that. So here I have everything with the name with test in it, created date is before this day, and the kind is a document. You can even get more detailed if you really want to dig into it. Hold the Option key down and notice how this changes to 3 dots. And you can click there and select any, all, or none and have another group of criteria here. So this is the equivalent to and, or not. You can create very complex Boolean searches if you really wanted to. Most cases you're just going to want to create a simple search for like the name or contents of a file. In Finder settings you can change so that when you do searches under Advanced it says when performing a search you can set the default to search this Mac, search the current folder, or use the previous place that you searched. So let's set it to search the current folder. And let's close this Finder window. I'm going to open a new one and I'm going to do that same search here. Name:\test. And notice it defaults to searching the current folder instead of searching this Mac. I can still switch to it, but the default is there, which may be more convenient.